Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. If you're new here, welcome to Paddy Gang. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button. And to my OG subscribers, wagwan, what's poppin', what's crack-a-lackin'? Yo, so, let me get the plugins out the way dead quick, yeah? I want you lot to make sure you watch the last 30 seconds of this video. It is... You just need to watch the last 30 seconds of this video because my new track called Nothing to Lose is out now. Me and Fruit linked up, or should I say Heinz, and we came up with a banger. I've previewed it loads on my Instagram and all that kind of jazz. It's out on SoundCloud, so make sure you go to the last 30 seconds of this video and listen and let me know what you think in the comment section. Make sure you listen to it, bang it, stream it out and all that kind of jazz. I've had a few messages from people saying, you know, why is it not on all platforms, and you know, we really want it on all platforms, etc. But my manager advised us that the first song, because this is literally our first ever track, should be released on a free platform like SoundCloud. So we gauge people's interest, we see, you know, how many people actually listen to it, you know, the numbers and all that kind of jazz before actually releasing it on Spotify and Apple Music and all, you know, Tidal and all the streaming platforms. So yeah, the numbers have been good. We had a mad reception. Everyone loves it. Honestly, I can't thank you lot enough for like the positive messages about the music, because I've been like working hard on it behind the scenes, and we've got so much more heat coming for you lot, yeah? So make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you're on the SoundCloud. I'm gonna leave my link to the Spotify once the next track comes out on Spotify, so keep your eyes peeled on that one as well. So you know, man's got bad things going on, you know, man's got bad things. On to the video, yeah? I know I've always talked about how much I hate long introductions, but obviously man's had a new track, so I've got to plug the track, you get me? So, on to the video, yeah? So today's video is about man like Shane Dawson. The genius, the pioneer, you know? The revolution, is it a revolutionist? I mean, who else is making people sit down and watch an hour and 45 minutes worth of YouTube content? Like, that is mad. It is mad. What he's done is insane. And today's video, I'm going to be talking about Shane. I'm going to be talking about the final video that he uploaded about Jake Paul. And I'm going to be talking about the series and he himself and what I think about it all. And I want you lot's opinions as well down below. Let me know what you lot think of what I'm saying and what you lot think of his videos, and you know what you lot think of Jake Paul now as well. Because bro, like, yo, it's mad. Like, that whole series is mad. I have been hooked, like seriously hooked. It needs to be a Netflix series. Like, this is how sick YouTube is, man. Like, and what Shane has done, it's just, you gotta clap for him, because he's actually done a madness. He's done a complete madness. Shane Dawson right now is like the #1 marketing genius, you know? If you're a YouTuber and you've got a bad rep, you got a bad reputation, you better call Shane. You know, that's a little joke for the Better Call Saul gang who watch Breaking Bad. You know, man's just coming with a banter, you get me? You better call Shane if you're a YouTuber and you've got any sort of problem. You know, you don't like how the public perceive you. Call Shane Dawson and he will absolutely change your image. Because at the start of this series, I did not like Jake Paul. No one liked Jake Paul. At the end of this series, we love Jake Paul, and we're like, Jake Paul is the way he is because of what's going on around him, because of Logan Paul, because of Greg Paul. He's a victim. He is a true victim. Who thought that before this series? No one! Like, no one! So Shane Dawson, you are a marketing genius. And I love how he started the series off, you know, with us, you know, with the negative kind of thing, you know, is Jake Paul a sociopath? Obviously, everyone is going to get hooked straight away. Everyone is going to get drawn in, and everyone is going to be thinking 100% he is. Prove it. Let's see it. Let's see what you're saying, Shane. Let's see what you're saying. And through the series, slowly and slowly, right, you can see that Jake Paul is being painted in a better and better light each time. You get what I'm saying? Each time, all the things that he's done is being painted in a better and better light, until the final video where we're already biased towards liking him. Everything that he's done gets broken down in this video with Shane. He breaks down everything that people hate Jake Paul for, and basically provides an excuse or an explanation as to why you know, we shouldn't dislike him for all of that anymore, and that now we should draw a line under the sand and love Jake Paul. Listen, marketing genius, genuinely. I've fallen for it, like, and this isn't me saying or bashing anyone. This isn't me saying Jake Paul hasn't really changed, or this is just me saying, like, you gotta with YouTube, and you know, with the fact that there's a camera and, you know, editing and all that kind of jazz, you know, you have to look a little bit deeper into things, innit? And I personally just think it may be true, he may have changed, but if he hasn't, whether he has or hasn't, the way they've painted Jake Paul and the way they've changed his image, absolutely genius. I want you lot to comment what you lot thought of the different excuses and explanations that Shane Dawson gave. I won't talk about all the points, I'll just talk about the controversial ones, because I don't think they were all really that interesting, yeah? So I'll just talk about the really interesting ones. He starts off by talking about the Martinez twins, yeah? The Martinez twins were part of Team 10, and when they left, they talked about all the racist abuse they got from Jake Paul and other members of Team 10. Jake Paul's explanation to that was, you know, they were just bros being bros, you know, the Martinez twins would, you know, talk about how much they hate America, and, you know, they would give it as much as they got it, kind of thing. And then Shane Dawson comes in and he says, you know, due to the kind of upbringing that Jake Paul had, and Shane Dawson does something smart where he relates it to himself as well, because we all love Shane Dawson, so because he's made that link to himself, you know, you also kind of think, you know what, if Shane Dawson was also raised in a household where there wasn't a line, Jake Paul's also gone through the same thing, and that means that Jake Paul is, you know, likable in the same way that Shane Dawson is likable. Yo, this guy's smart! So that's the excuse that they gave for that first incident, the Martinez twins, and, you know, them leaving Team 10. You know, Jake Paul talks about how he went and he found them in Spain, and, you know, he brought them to America, taught them English, and gave them everything they would need to, you know, make it in America. And for me, I have to, like, I look at that scenario and situation and think, listen, just because you've taken me from point A to point B, right, and you've done this and done that and done etc. for me, doesn't excuse you racially abusing me in any way, shape or form. And obviously none of us are in the Team 10 house, none of us know really what happened or what's going on with Jake Paul. This is just conjecture, and this is just, you know, going off what we've seen on YouTube and going off what, you know, we've read about and what the Martinez twins were saying, etc. Like, for me, I just think the excuse of no one really knows the line or boys will be boys is nonsense, in my honest opinion. We'll go on to the next point, talk about the pool fire and how, you know, they kept on doing stupid things for views, and, you know, nothing really mattered about unless they got attention, if that makes any sense. So if they did something that was crazy, they had to do something that was crazier to get more views, and then after that crazier to get more views. And that's probably what led Logan Paul to do that Suicide Forest video, because, like, that's like the limit of insanity of what you can upload on YouTube. There's a line and there's a limit in it. You can't just do anything for views, and you can't just let that dictate you. I feel like YouTube shouldn't spiral down that road of just making loads of videos for views. And I read one story, or heard about it on the newspaper, where this guy basically had his girlfriend, he had a thick book, like an encyclopedia in front of him, and he had his girlfriend shoot it for the sake of views to go viral, and the guy died. Like, the guy fully died. And I'm surprised Jake Paul hasn't seriously been injured, or anyone around him hasn't seriously been injured, because some of the pranks that they've done are insane, and it's all for the sake of views. You still want to be creative and you still want to do stuff that will get engagement, but you don't want to take it to that line where it's actually going to be dangerous for you, the people around you, or the people watching you may obviously watch it and think, you know what, I need to do crazy stuff so that I can get the kind of numbers Jake Paul's getting. So this kind of leads on to the next point as well, because they talk about reckless behavior. I kind of get Jake Paul's point of view. He says that they were having a time of their lives, you know, and they're young and they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do for content, you know. And I hear that, because you got to remember, Jake Paul is 20, 21. He's young. Like, I'm older than him. Well, by a year, which is kind of gutting, because fam, my man is living. But yeah, I'm actually older than him. So I imagine myself in his position with the kind of money, attention, and everything else in his life. It must be crazy. It must drive you crazy. You will feel invincible. You feel you can do whatever you want to do and get away with it, and it doesn't matter about anyone else. And I kind of get as well why now he's kind of maturing and is like, you know what, yeah, I actually can't be doing them things, like, I'm a big man now, you know? Shane Dawson's point, or excuse for him was a little bit like, bro, come on, mate. Like, he was saying that Jake Paul was driving under the speed limit. Alright, so he drove under the speed limit that one time. That doesn't mean he's changed. Like, the manipulation of children point. And I thought this, I agree with Jake Paul fully. What Shane Dawson was saying, a lot of people think Jake Paul manipulates kids because he's constantly talking about his merch in his videos. If he wants to plug his merch, there's nothing wrong with him plugging his merch in his videos. That's just normal. Shane Dawson compares it to SpongeBob, and you know how in SpongeBob cartoons no one plugs their merch and yo, like, it just made no sense. Like, what Jake Paul said after that was right. Like, they've got adverts right after SpongeBob finished. They're literally just talking about all sorts of toys that you can buy. So what's the difference there? I think that was just a bit mad. I think that point was a bit mad. Most YouTubers talk about their merch in the videos, or like I just talked about my music at the start of the video and asked people to watch it. Does that mean I'm manipulating you? No. If you want to watch it, you'll go watch it. If you don't want to watch it, you won't watch it. You get me? So I think one of the most interesting ones is the Alyssa Violet situation. Basically, Alyssa Violet was Jake Paul's girl / not girl, and they were dating / not dating for a long time. It was a toxic relationship according to Jake Paul, and there's also a segment on Shane Dawson's series that, you know, where they interviewed Alyssa Violet, and yo, that situation sounded mad. And I don't even think there's a lot to say about it because they both admit there's no one who was innocent in that situation, and there literally wasn't, because Jake Paul was just as much of a perpetrator as a victim, because Alyssa Violet ended up sleeping with Logan Paul. Actually, I think Logan Paul was a bad guy in this situation, because bro, how do you mark your brother's ex? Like, how do you go and whack your brother's ex? Bro, that is mad. I think, yeah, the real sociopath in all of this is Logan Paul. Because in your head, how do you go to your brother's ex, smash her, and then make a video, yeah, a rap song, talking about it? Like, bro, are you alright in the head? Oh my days. If I was Jake Paul, yeah, it's just swingers. Like, we just gotta swing it out, because that's the only way I'll be able to move on. If one of my boys did that, bro, swingers. My big brother did that. Bro, I reckon this is one where I fully 110% felt for Jake Paul. I can't even begin to imagine how I would feel if I found out, one, my girl cheated, and two, she smashed my brother, my big brother. Oh my days, oh my days, oh my days. Just thinking about it gives me headache, you know, I swear. Like, that is so mad. And I don't even understand what kind of family unit you have to be in. Obviously, there's no such thing as perfect families, and I'm not judging, but it's just mad. You gotta admit it is mad, like, to have your big brother, like, whack you. Oh my, I can't even finish that sentence, you know. My whole chest hurts, yo. Jake Paul, yeah? If you want someone to come jump Logan Paul, hit me up, yeah? Like, I'll back you on that, whatever, innit? It's whenever. Just let me know, fly me out, and I'll come. Like, cause obviously, man like KSI didn't bang him, so, you know, I may as well come through. Me and my little gains. And Alyssa Violet talks about how she wanted to make Jake Paul feel how she felt, etc., etc. And Logan Paul's excuse was he didn't think that they were actually a thing. Like, bro, come on. Like, come on. Actually, come on. Like, come on. And I rate Jake Paul for how mature he was about it, and, you know, in wanting to back his brother and not exposing everything on the internet. Like, I mean, he tweeted that, but he could have dropped more tea than he did, you get me? And I rate him for that. Like, that's actually maturity, and that shows a lot of love for the family, and obviously family first always, but when you get snaked like that, and the fact that he still backed his family, my heart's off to you, bro. Jake Paul kicked her out, and, you know, she was snapping, and she did a whole video about, you know, I'm getting kicked out, I got nowhere to go, blah, blah, blah. And this is what I'm saying about this whole series, right? Alyssa Violet made things look that way, right? Even though that wasn't actually the situation. So Jake Paul found out Alyssa cheated, right? And he said to her, rightfully, because I'd feel the same, I don't want you here no more, right? I don't want to look at you anymore, so find another place. And Jake Paul said it was 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. She still hadn't gone. And she was coming in and talking about Logan Paul bare loudly to try and like get Jake vexed. So, bro, I would kick you out as well. And obviously, when Jake did that, it seemed like Jake Paul was just kicking her out just to be spiteful or this or that. And this is the problem, innit? Like, you can, with YouTube, people can make things look how they're not. And obviously, with what happened with Alyssa, Jake Paul got loads of hate. But in reality, I would have done the exact same thing. And I think most people would have done the exact same thing. And the fact that Jake Paul's dad, is it Greg Paul, offered to pay for her Airbnb, the fact that Jake Paul knew that she had loads of people to go to, loads of people to stay at, and she was still there, like, bro, I wouldn't have it either. And obviously, to the people who are watching the video that Alyssa put up and watching the snaps, you're just thinking, why is Jake Paul doing that? And that's just another thing or reason for you to hate him even more. The only reason that, and I get this as well, because I just talked about how I don't get how Jake Paul is friendly with Logan Paul after that. And to me, this is where I feel like I have a very good, I know the line between YouTube and real life. And I feel like the Pauls don't have that line between YouTube and real life. And I feel like because Jake does YouTube, Logan Paul did all of that because to him, he thinks that Jake would understand. It's just a views game. It's just trying to get my views up. It's just trying to get my YouTube high up there to try and cause a bit of drama and controversy because that will get people watching. So I feel like Logan Paul did that because he thinks or knows Jake Paul will be able to understand because it's YouTube and he does YouTube and he gets it. And this is where I'm trying to say, like, there's a line between YouTube and real life. And Logan Paul wasn't actually just doing it for thumbnails. Like, he was actually macking that girl. He was actually, like, smashing her. So, in real life, he was still snaking his own brother. Another big thing that they talk about was the assault. So, basically, I can't remember everyone's names, you know, because this is a long series. But basically, someone in Jake Paul's gang got assaulted by someone who is the new boyfriend to Alyssa Violet, basically. So, that didn't happen, right? They claimed that happened, but apparently it didn't happen. And this was the reason, right? This is what they say. So Jake Paul said he had absolutely no reason not to believe her. He admits he shouldn't have done the video. He felt stupid even talking about, like, the fact that he did it, the fact that he put the video up, the fact that he didn't really investigate it properly, the fact that he didn't even speak to them about it. And this is the point that I was trying to make earlier on as well. I feel like these YouTubers don't know the line between YouTube and real life anymore. I feel like because their YouTubers taking them so far and every day just becomes about YouTube and videos and views and beef and, like, yo, how is it your friend has been assaulted and you're gonna make a YouTube video about it? Like, that's mad to me, just to smear someone else's name. What he did straight away in the video, he deleted the video right there and then. And in my head, I'm just thinking, yeah, this isn't the first time someone's told you to delete that video, bro. But obviously the marketing genius that is Shane Dawson, Jake Paul deletes the video while the camera's recording. So obviously people are sat there like, rah! He must really feel sorry for what he did. Nah, fam, he's just, you know, man's just playing the game. He's smart, you get me? So, I don't really get why he had to do it on the camera. I don't really get why he didn't delete it earlier on, because as soon as it's been disproved that, you know, whatever's not true, he shouldn't have even kept that video up. He should have deleted it straight away. But his argument was the damage was already done. People had already seen it. Like, yo, I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it at all. So your excuse is nonsense, fam. And you only deleted it on camera so people will feel sorry for you. Like, let's be straight in it. That's what happened, yo. The Suicide Forest aftermath. And this is where I feel for Jake Paul as well. Because obviously we all know what Logan Paul did, but the public likes to put them two together. Whatever Jake does, whatever Logan does, you know, they feel the effects of that and they feel the aftermaths of that. And Jake Paul talks about how he lost like 2 7-figure deals because of that Suicide Forest thing. Wah! Bruv, 7 figures. Oh my, oh my, oh my. 7 figures. Jake Paul, why have you not smacked Logan Paul yet? Like, yo, this guy's just been dashing you L's from day one. Like, fam, your brother, is your brother really your brother? Because, fam, I don't know how you're firming it, you know. This guy's lost you money. He's whacked your ex. He's, oh, bro. Jake Paul, if you're trying to ride out on Logan, shout me. I'm there. Because fam, yo, bro, 7 figures, 2 7-figure deals because of your stupid brother. And the fact that he even told Logan, don't put that video up. Are you sure you should put that video up? And Logan still did it. My whole chest, bro. Like, Jake, you're a G, you know. Like, you're the only real G in your family. And obviously, I've talked about how videos or YouTube can make you see things how they're not, or people can, you know, change your perception on certain things because of how they edit, because of, you know, what they say and the music in the background and all that kind of jazz. But to me, right, I'm buying into Jake Paul and Shane Dawson's, you know, marketing campaign, because in all honesty, I can genuinely see, like, there's certain things you can't refute, certain things can't be marketed, certain things are just facts, yeah? And with all the things that Jake Paul has been through, I can 110% relate to the kid, because he's young and he's been through the most. His family's mad, his brother's mental, like, he lives a wild life, but it seems like he's got a good girl next to him that settled him and, you know, making him think deeply and making him mature. And I'm buying into that, especially with all that's happened between him and his family. I can get why. Yeah? My sister's just in here, by the way. How can I help?
Because they're sleeping next door.
Oh, they're sleeping next door?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're still crying. But...
I'm nearly finished.
Okay.
And I'll stop speaking so loudly. I have got the cutest twin nieces in the world. With their mother's permission, I might insert a picture or a clip at this point.
I need payment, upfront payment.
Wow, this family, yeah, just hustlers.
Manifest.
What was I saying? Yeah, I can kind of get what's happening with Jake Paul, and I get why emotionally he's, you know, messed up and why he's done stupid stuff, because he's been through the madness. But yeah, so it finished up with them talking about the future, and you know how Jake Paul is having a bit of a vacation. He's disconnecting from YouTube. He wants to start a new chapter, you know, cut off working with his family and all the stresses that come with that. Like, what he said was mad about how his dad has to be in that house because there's people there that were robbing him and that. Bro, can you imagine living that kind of life where you can't even trust the people in his house? All honesty, I feel like right now he's finally starting to disconnect or realize the difference between YouTube and real life, and I feel like that's just been the problem the whole time. I feel like there's just not been that, you know, this is YouTube, this is the camera. When the camera goes off, this is real life. I don't think there's ever that divide with him, and I feel like he's only just starting to find that now. So yo, big up Jake Paul, yo, I'm happy for you, and I genuinely hope, yeah, that this new chapter, this, you know, new perception that people have on you, this new opinion is, you know, stays, and I hope people see you in a different light from now on. They see you as, you know, the creative entertainer that you are, because obviously my man's done a madness. The numbers that he's got at his age, you gotta big him up. And in terms of Shane Dawson, I just think this guy's a genius, yo. In terms of marketing and rebranding people, he is the go-to person, because he has managed with each video to sway everyone's opinion on Jake Paul. So I'll just wrap it up here now anyway, because, you know, my twin nieces are sleeping in the next room and I don't want to be shouting very loudly. Like I said, listen to the last 30 seconds of this video. I'm plugging my new track. It's a little snippet. I hope you lot like it. Comment, like and subscribe. Tell me what you lot thought of this video. Tell me what you lot thought of Shane Dawson's video. I'm going to link it in the description box. And I hope you lot are all good, yeah? Thank you for tuning in. And peace and love to you lot.
Upstate, see me shining. Born evil like I'm blinding. Garbage, bar for bar, you're garbage. Forever trying to claim you're savage. Faking a life that's lavish. Tragic, see us man moving savage. Clean sweep then cut like bandits. Them man run when they see us banging. Bow, bow. Wow.
I remember the days they said I'm gonna end up in jail. Gonna change my life. Always trying to put plans for the bill. Put it all on the scale. Nah, no plans for the bill. Plans for the bill. Do I look like a nil? I remember the days